It is on. Okay, cool. Well, that can't be right because you got one thumbs up but nobody watching. That ain't right. What's up, Omero? How you doing, boss? All right, let's see. What is up with that? Joseph, how you doing, brother? For the top shot, would you like to go with a different color, or you got your own top shot?
You have white.
White I don't have right now in 100-pound or 80-pound. Let me double check. That might be enough 100 of the Cortland. I'll have it.
So what do you have in the pipeline?
Tightline, I got chartreuse in 100-pound. I've got it in 30. Actually, that's 100-pound of the Cortland too. So I got it in there, but tightline in 100-pound, I only got it in red, or the chartreuse. I need to create a list, like for my habits. I can just sit there and say yes and no, right? Oh, I've got probably 200 of them. I just. Oh man. Yeah, chartreuse is all I got in the 100-pound. For tightline. You don't want the Cortland in 100-pound? Okay. All right. So the reason why I was asking that is because what I was planning on doing was just splicing it and down spooling, but I think that might be too much line for this little bit of spool exposure, so I'm gonna have to just download it to another line for the meantime. All right, what's up, guys? So as everybody's kind of chiming in, I'm going to go ahead and start downloading this reel. The customer's got it spooled up with 65-pound tightline braid, and he's having a little bit of problems with it, so we're going to just download it, check it out. I feel it's nice and tight on there, but I don't know what is happening, so we're going to go ahead and download it and just reload it, make sure. He's also seeing if I can find out if I can add any more line by me spooling it, so we're about to check that. And also too, we've got some pretty good news. I know a lot of y'all know that I've been finally starting my VA paperwork and all of that stuff. Okay, so when all of that got started, I've been dealing with, you know, my own health issues, bad hip, you know, hard of hearing and all kinds of other stuff as well. However, today I finally got my appointment for my hip to go and see a doctor or the orthopedic surgeon to talk to him about my hip and find out, you know, what can be done or how bad is it, you know, just get some information about it. Okay, so I'm gonna start off with the bad news. It is pretty bad. Like, he walked in and after looking at my x-rays and was like, how is this guy even walking? He goes, if he's walking around like nothing, that, you know, I must be made of, you know, that I'm tough as nails. And I was like, well, that part you got right. And he goes, so what do you do? And I started talking about, well, I'm normally shark fish and I kayak my own baits and I use a pedal drive. And he goes, a pedal drive with your hip the way it is? Like he you know, it really he couldn't fathom the amount of pain that I'm in, but yet I'm still out there kayaking baits. I told him about the YouTube channel and stuff like that, so we may have a new YouTuber on here pretty soon. And he's going to be the doctor that's going to do the surgery on my hip. And the reason why I finally came to terms with going with surgery is because I went ahead, you know, and asked a professional. I mean, like I said, that's another thing too, boss. Let's see, let me test that real quick. Yeah, you're not slipping. What? Oh, let me back it off. Just a couple right there. So the clicker's on, right? I'm gonna lock it over. And the braid's moving. So even underneath all that pressure, even though I couldn't do it by hand here, with all that pressure of the spool, it would just slip on the spool. So that's probably another thing that was going wrong with it too. You did the right thing by putting wraps on it, but you just need to do like 8 to 10 wraps, not just.
Maybe like 3 or 4.
Yeah, you got 5 actually, but yeah, at least 8 to 10, and that's a start right there. So it's good we got this. So let me cut that and get that on there. So I know a few months back I was talking about QC Kinetics. It was a company that I heard on the radio talking about that they could fix joint pains and this and that. So, you know, I went over there and I talked to them and, you know, got some information, brought it to the channel, got some more information, and I just been bouncing back and forth between all of that. But obviously, you know, the funding to do it is quite a bit, you know. So with that in mind, I started my VA stuff, and once that got approved and started me on that paper trail, it obviously opened up some doors that I hadn't had available before. Jesus. Okay. And so because of that, now that the VA is involved, obviously it's going to help me reduce the cost of the surgery, since currently I don't have health insurance. So like I was saying, I was talking to him about the QC Kinetics. I keep bouncing around between a lot of the information that was talked to with him. However, you know, he did prove some valid points to me, and there was a lot of it I understood, because he said the same thing, you know, that he's heard people that it did help, and then he's also seen the people it didn't help. And the ones that didn't help were guys like me, because the amount of damage that is done in my hip joint it's crazy. It's beyond kind of any repair kind of deal, other than doing a hip replacement. So he goes, now that you brought that up though, he's instead of paying them probably $10,000 or $15,000 that they're asking, he's I can do it for this amount, because it really ain't nothing but to do what they want to do to you. I can do it here, and, you know, charge you way less than they would do for you over there. And he goes, and it's a 3-month deal, and he explained everything the way they did too, about the process of healing and this and that. And I was like, okay, so this guy is shooting me straight, because obviously when you do any comparisons, if you were able to pretty much tell you exactly what they're saying, you know what the hell you're talking about. Not saying that the doctor wouldn't, but it showed that he wasn't just trying to get my business. He was honest about it, to know enough about what they do to make a judgment call from his perspective. So for me, that spoke volumes. And I was like, okay, so on that note, he goes, but he's and as much pain as I see that you're in, he's you know, it really kept him on edge on how I was just, you know, moving about the way I was. And he goes, your pain tolerance must be pretty out there. And I said, yes, it is. And so that's why I keep working. I keep lifting, you know, 80 to 100 pound, you know, trays of lead and this and that. And I explained everything I do here at the shop. And then, you know, on top of the kayaking and all of that, he was just like, dude, he's all, yeah. So he's all, so we can do those Band-Aids if you want to go that route. He's all, but I'm going to be honest with you. He's all, I really don't feel that that's going to be enough to heal you where you're at. And actually, hold on, if you'll give me a second, I'm going to run out to my truck. I got a picture of my hip, and you can see that it's, yeah.
walking back and forth.
Alright guys, so now y'all can kind of see what's going on here. That's my right hip total replacement. There's my left hip, and then you can see the ball joint right there, and then there's supposed to be about a 1/4 inch of cartilage in between that gap. There's supposed to be a gap in between my pelvis and the ball joint, and it is not there. So I've been walking like that for I don't know how many years now, and now it's time to get it fixed. So that's not just the what's the word I'm looking for? That's not just the bit of good news. The bit of good news is the new way that they do hip replacements. It's a day surgery deal. Like you walk in with a bad hip, a few hours later you're walking out with a good hip. And they're also saying that these hips are made to last 30 to 40 years. So when I initially did my left hip replacement, he was talking maybe 10 to 20 years. So now this is saying that, you know, I can literally double the amount of time with my left hip and be on my feet the same day, so where basically I can go back to work and I don't have any downtime. So with all that being said, that's the good news. But also too, you know, like I said, it for me, it got a lot of information that I needed, answered a ton of questions that I needed, and I felt, like I said, you know, that's why we have the channel, is to be able to, you know, turn around and help each other out with that information and go from there. So that was the good news that I had today. The other bit of good news is you saw how we were able to blow up the braid so y'all can see the thread and what I was feeling, and I couldn't really show you on my camera, so we got one of the, what is that thing called?
The microscope?
Yeah, oh, you're already, you're
so I'm doing a test broadcast on my Twitch.
Okay.
There's nobody, but
Okay.
I wanted a proof of concept. So that's this camera.
okay.
And then if we need to change over to the microscope.
Oh, I didn't see it because the sticker.
yeah,
Oh, oh, okay. That is sweet. So just kind of give you a little heads up real quick, guys. So what we're planning on doing here pretty soon is, you see, okay, the bottom right hand corner is that microscope deal.
Sorry, I'm kind of moving it.
And he's moving it around just to kind of show you that it's there, but that's the wood that it's, you know, looking at right now. But soon that could be the braid and the knots at where I finish, and I'm trying to like show y'all up close. That's his fingernail.
Sorry, I didn't trim my fingernails.
Yeah, but that's what's coming up, guys. So that is, like I said, we're having a bunch of good news come in today, and I'm excited, guys. I'm really excited that we're crossing this bridge. This is a solid braid. That's why I was having trouble trying to get the needle in there. I would get it in about a 1/4 inch and then it would lock up. And I'm like, and I tried it 2 or 3 times, and I should have asked that
I'm not a
first.
big fan of
We'll also have to tell you that's probably why you have a lot more problems with the braid too in casting it. Now, I've talked to a bunch of other guys that fish solid braid and they love it. I'm like, that's totally them. They've however they got it to work, it works for them. Awesome. But for mostly everybody that I encounter and the way we fish and how we fish it, it's great for backing on that, but for the hollow core on top, it's awesome because when you break off, you can now maintain your line capacity instead of tying knots. This is what I'm trying to get everybody away from, because what ends up happening, say that knot comes through on the cast and your thumb is right there, it's going to split your thumb right open. Yeah, so now when we splice hollow core to hollow core, there is no more knot. So you can splice in and now maintain your line capacity. And next time you come in, say, like if you were buying all this braid from me right now, you would pay for all the yardage and the top shot as one price. Next time you came in and you only lost the top shot, well, then all you would pay for is that top shot. I don't charge you for the splice. I don't charge you anything because you're buying hollow core from us. And I would set it up that way, so that way you just maintain your line capacity. So now you're always fishing with brand new braid. And it's cheaper. So you start up here and then you go down here. And you just, like this, instead of, it costs you this much to fill it up the first time. When you eat through all this braid and throw it away, finally, you're going to be back up there again, and then back up there again, and back up there again. You know what I mean? So, but like I said, I'll go and get this situated on here for you. So it's ready to go. But what's the good thing is too, you're going with the hollow core top shot. So
because last time I got hollow core, I got a spool that serious tackle. Let's talk about that one. And I had the, what was it? I don't know what it was, but it was 80 or 60 pound hollow core.
But you don't know who it was by?
But every time I pull, I took the top shot off. I wanted to go test it.
Yeah.
To see
The tensile strength or whatever?
Yeah. And I pull it and it'll snap. I take another 10 feet, pull it, snap. Pull it, snap.
Okay, so right there, that's not all hollow core. There's cheap hollow core, and there's
I think it was
expensive.
diamond. I think it was diamond hollow core.
And okay, so when you were pulling it out and breaking it like that, was it after you used it and cast it, or when it was brand new?
It was brand new. There's never seen water. I haven't seen anything.
Wow.
So,
Wow. Well,
I don't like hollow core. That kind of ruined it for me.
yeah. Well, I had to use diamond there for a time being because it was the only braid in the market that I could get my hands on at that time because everything going on with the coronavirus. Now that all of that has passed and I'm dealing with Cortland and Tightline, I will never go back. I used to deal with Jerry Brown. Jerry Brown was the top of the line, but then I started getting bad braid from them, not meaning, it wasn't just bad braid, it was like wrong size of braids for what I was ordering, wrong colors, and so I was spending a lot of time back and forth trying to get the orders right instead of it being right the first time. And then now, like that's Jerry Brown right there, and then you can rub your fingers on it and you could see those indentions from that one tight strand in there. You know what I mean? So, how you doing, boss?
Albert?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Albert Martinez sent me,
For
I don't know, something about a mirror.
a mirror
Yeah.
or window? What do you?
The mirror fell off the windshield. I don't know why he sent it here. Something.
You're talking about Albert from Albert Cantu from over here?
No, Albert Martinez.
I don't even know who that is, boss. But I am Albert.
He sent me here. I don't know why.
You replace windows or
No,
mirrors?
He was supposed to work on my window, but I guess he sent it to the wrong person. I don't know what.
Okay, so there's window guys that are around the corner this way. They're like two deals over. I think it's like Road Runner Glass or something like that. Uh-huh.
It's in the back?
No, it's right here along this alleyway, but it's just, you'll see my first bay door here. It'll be like the next one or the following one right here.
That's what he was talking about, probably back there.
Okay.
Okay, sorry.
No worries. You have a good one, boss. So, all right. Yep. All right. So, man, y'all, okay. Let's see if the chat's been going. Yeah, it's been going. For some reason, my phone has not been keeping up with y'all's chat. Y'all are getting after it. All right, guys. So we are dealing with the 65-pound solid braid by Tightline, which is cool because I have not gotten any of their solid braid in, but I've gotten some of their hollow core. So now I've tied the knot. What I went ahead and did is did a uni knot right there, but you can see the amount of wraps I got on there. So now to do the same test, I'm gonna turn on the clicker. I'm gonna take it back just a little bit like I did on yours. I'm gonna increase the drag and I'm gonna pull on it. Okay. Let me grab something else so I don't split my fingers open. Yeah, it cut into that. That would have been my finger. Look. Yeah. So now it's tight. That's not going to slip. Okay, so we are good on that. But yeah, I don't know why that diamond treated you that way. Now, again, too, depending on when it was purchased, at what time it was. I know a lot of coronavirus related bad workmanship went out, and you know, a lot of companies. I know every single company, including us, went a time without enough workers or any workers to be able to do this, and so companies were putting out what they could at the time to try and stay in business. Now, with Tightline that you have here now, like I said, this is awesome because I haven't dealt with their solid braid yet. I've only dealt with their hollow core, and you know, a few of the things that I have found with the hollow core is also instigated them to do something that is above and beyond. And I'm gonna let y'all know as soon as we can get those, because what we're gonna do is we're gonna do some live video feeds and show how he is gonna pretty much annihilate that problem of finding any messed up braid within your spools. So stay tuned for that. I've been on the phone with him with that. So like I said, with them, with Cortland Braid, we have the two probably best companies right now putting out braid for us, and that will listen to what we find because they know we are doing this. This right here is what there isn't, I don't know of any other tackle shop in the world that does what we do here by holding the braid the whole way through to find any imperfections in the braid. And you know, most people, when I show it to them, they don't see it, but when they rub their finger over it, then you can actually feel what's going on. And this is how I find a lot of the imperfections in any braid right there. So, yeah. What's up, guys? It sounds like everybody working hard today. How you doing? MB, Chris, Jaime, Toby, Carl. What up, guys? Those are the names that I could see on my phone right now that are on the comments. I know there's quite a bit of y'all on the channel right now. Mr. Craig, congratulations to your wife. I bet you she was so stoked. Yeah. Oh, and also too, I don't know if Toby has seen the comment yet, but I finally got down to the last message that I hadn't responded to on the YouTube channel. So now my updated, when I hit update it to answer any unanswered questions, I can officially say there are no more unanswered questions. I'm going to show y'all something real quick, guys. Other than I'm zeroing out this notifications here. Right here it said plus 99. I've been working on it for about an hour and I'm still at 99. Now the other one is right here. This is where it shows me the unanswered oh, hold on, right here, there we go. This will show me any comments that I have published that I have not responded to. Those are the two deals right there. And if any comments that I have not responded to, when I was showing y'all that, you know, Roger and MTZ and Toby and Lewis and everybody else that had bombarded the channel with tons and tons of comments, you'll see that none are coming up anymore. So this is awesome, guys. I finally reached a milestone and this is awesome. So, all right, now back to it. And Byron, how you doing? No worries, no worries. And thank you very much, Jeannie. And yeah. So man, she's gonna have a full clothing, a whole new wardrobe with that much money. Yeah, that is pretty cool. Yes, I'm finally going to be able to get my hip fixed, guys. Finally. And I won't go through the pain and suffering that I did with my right hip because the new system, the way they do it, is they actually split the muscles that are in the front of the leg what they do is they split them open like that and are able to do all the work underneath it without cutting them like they did on my basically my butt cheek. They cut through all the muscle and everything, and then had to stitch it all up, and then all of that had to heal. So it took weeks of pain and suffering for it to get done. But now I will be in and out. They basically like going in and pulling a tooth. I'm gonna go in, get it fixed, and they're gonna put a new one in, and I'll be walking out of there, which is awesome. And side note, I do have the line counter on, so I didn't know if you had known how much braid you put on there or anything, but now you'll know how much you have on that too. So. And so far I haven't found any imperfections, but I would have stopped and looked at it. He's got a microscope deal, so we're like eagerly anticipating to find something wrong
We're
with
not
it.
trying to find something, but if we do, we're prepared.
Yes. So now we can actually blow it up to where you can see it clear as your big TV screen, instead of me trying to do this little number and zoom in on it on my YouTube channel. So we're kind of eager for it. I mean, we're not saying we want to find it, but we're in the process. I'm gonna be trying to pull some reels, a lot of reels, just to put that thing to use. Yeah. But I do have to say, man, you did a pretty good job, because even the way you spooled it there, I only gained maybe 32nd of an inch of gap of line there. So you did pretty good, man. Good job. Real good job. So now that we're gonna do this, and we do have the hollow core, because we are going with hollow core top shot. You're okay with that? All right. So now we're doing the 100-pound, and we got it in the chartreuse. So I'm going back up the screen now that you see all that. But
No, I was thinking, I want to keep it the same brand.
oh, okay. Well, the between the Tightline and the Cortland, I won't choose any other unless they specifically want the diamond. Like I have a lot of diamond here, but if they specifically want that color right now, then I have to sell it to get it out of here, and then it's never coming back. So, but for the Tightline and the Cortland, those two companies, like I said, they really do care about the product they put out and their customer service. So it is good.
Yeah, because I live right by it, like 30 minutes away. That's
Uh-huh.
where I got that braid from.
Oh, okay. So you bought it direct from Jeff? Nice. Yeah. No, they are on point. They really, me going into his warehouse, or where he manufactured his braid and stuff like that, it was a lot of assumptions that I made just off of kind of not basic knowledge, but just fundamentally thinking how they make the braid, why it would create that kind of mess up, or like imperfections or whatever in the braid. And a lot of it, man, he just confirmed it like awesome. And I was like, yes. So I knew what the hell I was talking about, even though I didn't know what the hell I was talking about, technically, because I wasn't ever taught by anybody other than just me spooling reels and just looking at it and seeing a problem and how did it get there and how to fix it and stuff like that. So yeah.
Do you know the new warehouse or
The old one, when they originally had was it like 12 machines or something like that? Supposedly now he's got a ton more, so I will be going back out there for that one too, to do an updated on that one. And then I'm also waiting for things to clear up in the Cortland line area as well, because I'm invited out there to go check out their warehouse, which he says is going to probably take all day to walk through. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited because I love learning new things, and to me this is stuff that all of us can learn and just be aware of and stuff like that. So like right now, I've pulled the braid back in on itself and created a loop. That loop is not slipping. So this is, have you ever heard of a bimini knot or a bimini twist, where they twist the braid back on itself and they lock it in and create a loop? I've done the same thing, but without all that other tying knot stuff. And now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do a worm knot. So I'm going to attach your solid braid to the hollow core over here so it doesn't slip. I got to lock this in. and it'll have a really small knot. And I'm gonna show everybody over here too what I'm doing. So y'all can see it. Okay, yes. And normally what I do is I do the same knot when I'm attaching monofilament to the spool too and stuff like that. This is the same knot I'll use, but I'm doing it with the solid braid to the hollow core. Another way that I could do it is do a hollow core, I mean not a hollow core splice, a bimini knot on this side, and do a cat's paw here in the middle, and then you kind of have like one bump and another little bump. So we'll tie it this way and check it out. I'm still on the 13th, and now I'm going to cross over and go the opposite way. Wet the line, and now I'm going to cinch it down. Now, since I do have solid on this side, what I'm going to go ahead and do is do a closeout knot on this side, so I got an on-ramp and an off-ramp. And what I mean by that is this. Wrong side.
Someone asked, why can't you just insert the solid line into the hollow core?
I can do that as well, but with the smaller diameters of line, I know I've done it before, I just don't remember on which lines I did it with. And I've got a video where it was me and Gary in here pulling each other across the room, you know, with that hollow core splice like that. Now, when we do that, we still have to do what they call as a closeout knot, where I do a whole bunch of knots tying it up, and I'm trying to make your knot as small as possible because he does have a non-MC reel, so he's going to have to be thumbing this. So I'm trying to make it as aerodynamic as possible, and also keep the knot and everything as tight as possible and stuff like that. So yeah, so there you go. So there's the knot right there. And actually, if we could somehow take a picture of what it looks like. Let's see if this will work, guys. We got that microscope deal, and it'll show us what I'm like. Y'all can see the knot there, but this way.
Well, I've got a really short leash on this camera. That's the
Okay. Well, here I can do this, and then I'll have to come around that side to see the camera.
Like I said, I'm doing a.
Oh, so I can see it on the laptop. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So.
I'm broadcasting on Twitch is just to get out all the bugs. So that should be you.
Okay. All right. So this is gonna be awesome, guys. Okay, and so this is before I actually cut the knot on there. So y'all can see what the knot is looking like. It looks like rope. So like I said, there's my on-ramp there. I'm going to cut that there, mushroom it down, and then there's the off-ramp right there. So talk about tiny, tiny knot right there. That's so awesome. Wow.
Look over there. That's got a much better picture if you want to take a look.
Yep. That is still. No, that's where I got the camera. Well, I thought you could see it too. Awesome. So that was definitely a first for the channel. We can actually, y'all saw how everything laid nice and flat all the way through and stuff like that. And you can see the strands, just, yeah, it's perfect. That. Not saying much, guys. So, all right. Now I can go ahead and cut this and burn it off the way I like to. I just have the knife. There it is. Yes, sir. Thank you very much, guys. And I've always wanted to see how, I mean, I can see what it looks like here, but just to see it like at that depth that was amazing. That was pretty awesome. And I do want to thank you, Jeffrey, for, right, Jeffrey, right?
Yeah.
I remembered his name. I don't remember names very easily. Normally I have to see you about 20 times to, to remember your name. Now, what I did notice is, I guess when I had it wrapped around here, I didn't take out all the tightness of the line, so I'm going to have to re-splice it on this side, because once I had the two lines together like that to make sure it laid flat, it didn't lay flat. So I'm going to fix that real quick. Easy little fix. Like I showed y'all on the other video the other day. All I have to do is just re-splice it, and it is going to be good to go. And you're probably still going to get like 100 and something yards of top shot. Oh, you're at 446 yards of the solid braid.
I got 600 yards, and I put it between two reels.
Mm-hmm.
I think that one is straight solid. Right.
You put it on an SX?
It was just a little Shimano reel.
Oh, okay. Alright, so I've gone far enough. Oh, what's up, Ernest? How you doing, guys? So now that I'm right here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull both lines. See, I want them both to slack up at exactly the same time, because otherwise it's basically going to fall under the same theory that I'm talking about with the Jerry Brown line. Having one strand holding the weight of everything, that one's going to break first before the next one does. And for having it within the woven braid or whatever, it's that weakest link. That once that one goes, it's going to take everything else with it. It'll be catastrophic failure. So now on here, granted we have 100-pound test and 100-pound test going that way. I want this to stay as close to 200-pound as possible. So I am just making sure that we are good to go here. Yep. So nice and easy right there. We are good. A little bit through there. Yep. All right, cool. So now this is the knot that will, if you hit it, you know, it should not split your finger open because it's nice and smooth going this way. Then the other way, it would normally have the mono, that portion that you cut off would be sticking up, and that's what would split your thumb open and stuff like that too. So all right, so 446, and let's see how much we can get on there. Beautiful. And you are just casting this reel, right? You're not. one really doesn't have the bevel. I normally, the other reels, the Raptors and stuff, they have a bevel. That's a LX, right? Just want to compare it to another one to see the right height.
Like this.
Yeah, the little bevel, that's where I normally guide it off of to stop. We have figured out that that's like the perfect height for me stacking braid on there, so when you cast out, it doesn't backlash on you because it's too much braid. Like, I don't want to sell you too much if you don't need it. So I'm going to compare it to another reel, and I'm right there. That's pretty close. Yep, I think I'm good right there. So, well, I can give you the 4 more yards so that we can make it an even 600 all the way across. So. Here we go. So, all right, guys. So it's 600 yards of total line. It was 464, did I say, or 446? For the 65? Yep, so 446 yards of 65, and now we got a total of 600 yards with 100-pound top shot of the tight line. Awesome. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Let's see. There's Mr. Moon, everyone's talking about. Yeah, man. Yep. So before this video ends, I'll give you a quick little rundown of what we got going on. Man, we should have took a screenshot of that knot.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's on that video, right? Can you pull that video back up and like pause it on there? Because
pull a clip off Twitch, because Twitch actually gives you the ability to run clips.
Yeah. That would be awesome. So y'all's this video is gonna be pretty famous, bro.
Try some new things.
Yeah. Oh man, that's gonna be. I'm just looking at all the possibilities of all the different knots I do, how they look when they're completed, you know. Oh shoot, who's got the? I can hear the radio. No.
That's all we're singing.
Huh?
That's all we're singing.
Yeah, no, they'll hit me with copyrights on the YouTube channel, and yeah, no, that's why I had
to go that far back, so but we'll. Yeah. Unfortunately, I can't go that far back.
Okay, well, we'll just have to remember that for next time, or even.
Yeah, it's easy enough.
If
I ever take it down, I'll send you a picture.
Okay.
That, and when it uploads to your channel, you'll have it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No worries, guys, but that is awesome. So now, too, if you want to check this out, your tippet now is 200-pound test.
It's doubled up on it, so.
Yeah. So now you can tie your braid on, and then you can untie it, and you'll never have to cut this off. Now you break off, you just create a double loop, and put it on there. So yeah, there's a lot of advantages to the hollow core, boss. How did you hear about us?
I've been following you since what? Since I was like 6 or 7?
Oh wow.
I'm 25, 26, I'm 25 right now.
It's been a minute. Okay. So he does exist.
I don't live around here. I live in Spring.
Uh-huh.
On the north side of Houston.
Uh-huh.
But we're going to South Padre, so
Awesome.
might as well stop here.
Cool deal. Well, there you go, boss. I got the clicker engaged. The drag is extra tight right now because obviously for me it's pulling it. And yep, so give me a second. Let me hook this up. Yeah. Awesome. So I'll go and get him situated real quick, and yeah. Yes. The beta last year. Right now, you're paying $25 because I had to down spool it and then re-spool it. But if you were just coming for the top shot, you would only pay the $44.66 plus tax. So that's where the money, that's where saving money will come into play, because now the center of the spool is already fixed. You don't never have to worry about that. Now you do have solid brakes, so you'll, however long you, every time you break off on the solid brake, you just keep adding more hollow core at the top. So you'll get deeper and deeper into it until finally you just say you don't get rid of it and go with the hollow core. You know what I mean? All of them are sixes. So your total is $154.29. Yeah, I don't think this one's set up for that one. The old system was, but it was charging people too much money to use their credit cards and stuff like that, so we upgraded. Sort of. This thing is. Sign this one right here. And you want to receipt? Yeah, we haven't inputted all the pricing, just switching over 10,000 items. You too, boss. Thanks for stopping by, man. And then, when you already know, if you have any questions with the brake, just remember, wet it before you cast out the first time. And then, you know, if you're out there, if it didn't go as far as you wanted to go, wet that line. That way when you reel in, you can really get after it. All right, boss, you have a good one. All right, guys. So, what we've got here, guys, like I said, we are looking at putting in a, I keep forgetting the name of it,
A little microscope.
a microscope. Okay. What is it called specifically? There it is.
Yeah.
So it's a digital Wi-Fi microscope, and that's what we're going to be using to zoom in on our knots and on the braid and stuff like that. So it allows us to see it with that device on our phone. But with what he's got setting up here is we're going to be actually be able to go live and input that actual video in there at the same time. And that's braid right there, guys. That's the Spectra. And that's what it looks like. You know, I don't know how many zoom is that.
I honestly don't know.
But oh, look, that's a perfect example right there, guys. So remember how I talk about, you know what, let me set this up. This is gonna be a good little video for me to explain what I mean by a lot of things real quick. All right.
Hold on, let me help you out. Let me make it bigger.
Okay.
So this is kind of a proof of concept that should be coming up to where it's full screen.
Oh, look at that. Now beautiful. Okay, so let me zoom out a little bit. I have to find the spot where the lighting is not so bad. Okay, cool. So right there, you can see some frayage on the inner strands that have broken. There, and there. And that is, you know, this is on his 65-pound braid that he's already been using, or had it spooled on and stuff like that. So this is solid braided, what it looks like at that magnification. I think their solid braid is 8 strand or 6 strand, something like that. But now you can see the individual strands, and the best way to look at this, and in that sense, is the line from your cast net. Think of it in that sense right there. When your line of your cast net is starting to rip, you can see all them frays. Well, that is what it's doing right here with this braid. You can see that single line right there that's poking out. This one over here that's poking out. You know what I mean? There's a whole bunch of little imperfections. So as the braid is sliding through my hand that way, I'm feeling all those imperfections. And you got to remember, on your fingers or on your hand, these 2 fingers are your most sensitive parts of your whole hand. So by having them on there, I could feel every little nook and cranny of that line in that sense. Or I could feel it when it's twisted up or when anything going on with it. So this is a prime example. You know, there's little imperfections in there. And man, this is, I'm my mind is just blown right now at knowing that we're going to be able to, now I can just say, hey, look, this is what I found.
Right now, what you're looking at on my computer is a live feed on my Twitch, just again to see, because what we're running on off the other computer.
Oh, okay.
And so that's what your channel is going to look like once we get everything all squared away. You're going to be able to see it full screen. We'll be able to screen capture things. We'll be able to point out things.
So this braid is right there on the camera right now?
Right here on the
okay,
camera.
Okay,
right
so this is perfect example, guys.
This is,
So it wasn't his line. I thought it was that video over there. So you found this on the floor?
no. Well, I specifically got it off your workbench, knowing that it was.
Oh, it's already been cut off? Yeah.
Yeah.
So this was the line from his, that was a 65-pound solid braid of the tight line that he brought into me that I cut off. So obviously, you know, probably got scuffed up, you know, in transit or whatever it may be if it was brand new line. But that's the system that we're now going to be able to zoom in on there. And he's going to have to teach me all that. Yeah, I don't know how well that's going to work, but
I'll just have to be your IT guy.
that's what it looks like right there, guys. So that is, I am so just excited, man. There's a whole nother level of thinking and understanding for everybody who's going to watch our channel, because, you know, when I sit there and I try to say, man, this braid is so tight, the weave, and I try to show you, and I can't really show you because, you know, the camera system I got is great, but that's a whole nother level, you know. So I'm excited where this is going to go. So yeah, I'm yeah. So I really do appreciate you, you know, opening that door right there, because that is going to be.
What we'll end up doing is have multiple camera angles to where you're not having to flip a phone around. And
that was the other thing too, because now, since I have multiple phones, we can keep that one directly hooked up to there for when we need to go into something like that. And it'll be live, like y'all will actually see it. I can zoom in on it, add it into the live video, so that way as it's happening, we can see the, oh man, I'm way up here right now, you know, hearing about my hip, that it's finally going to get fixed, and it's going to be the same day surgery. I won't have a week long or several weeks long of pain and just discomfort beyond belief, that I'll be able to get back to work as quickly as possible on that. And also too, you know, by learning a bunch of things that, you know, about the QC kinetics, because I, you know, I'm not bad mouthing them, but I just got a lot more knowledge about it because, you know, talking to, you know, the doctor about this, I asked him very specific and direct questions because, you know, it wasn't something, you know, I've been through it. I did the cord decompression. We talked about that. I talked about the total right hip replacement. We talked about that. I talked about doing my homework, you know, because obviously this is something huge. Like I am really treading lightly on this because, or I was, because I didn't want to make the wrong decision because I know how hard I am on my body. Y'all know how hard I work out here and stuff like that. And I definitely was going to go the right way, you know, to make it the right decision for the long-term play. And that's to get me back to shark fishing like the way I like to hit it hard, hit it fast. And, you know, especially if I'm planning to go fishing all over the world, I can't be limping along, guys. I want to be able to carry my weight as I normally do. So I'm really excited, guys. I'm beyond, you know, blown away here. And then also too, you know, seeing that all of this is coming together here in the shop live before your eyes, guys. That was not really the first video where you got to see, well, I mean, you got the other live video, I just showed you a picture of what we got to see. You got to actually see it live off a piece of braid in our shop. And now we're just we're kicking them doors open, you know, so I am awesome, you know, so yeah, I can't even focus a thought right now. My mind's just of the millions and millions of yards of line that I've ever eaten through and never had this ability, and now finally I can take it to a whole nother level. So thank you, bro. Thank you very much. That's amazing. So yeah, I got to give him a shout out, man. He came on the channel and was talking about stuff, and it's also the same gentleman that works at the local USPS office, not UPS office. And so another veteran too, from the Air Force. So, you know, we got to take light on him. Don't be talking to me. No.
Sorry,
we were already cracking
Yeah.
But yes, so this is the IT guy that, man, I'm excited, guys. Our channel is gonna take it to whole new levels. We've already been talking about different ways of producing tests that we've been wanting to do for a long time. And, you know, just bouncing back ideas and being able to see it on the same page, same level where we want to go, does make a difference. Because if you're trying to talk, like, whatever that thing over there in the corner is, when he goes talking to me about it, I'll be like, yeah, I'll be lost for a little bit. But, you know, I'm a hands-on guy. I can learn as long as I'm a hands-on kind of kid. So, but to be able to talk to the tests that we're doing of stress testing knots and splices,
I'm really excited about
and you know, just even this, you know, showing how that one strand on there, you know, maybe we can cut out a section and do a stress test pull on that one compared to a regular section that I don't see that on, and see how much of a difference does it make. You know, how much percentage does it bring down the line capacity, or does it do any change at all? I mean, I seriously feel, like I said, it's like ripping a phone book. You don't do it at one time, you do it one page at a time, and then once you get it going, it's gone. You know what I mean?
Well, and once you put it on a line scale and you pull it,
Mhm.
and you actually get data on it,
Yeah.
that's what's going to be able to give some sort of you know, data to your customers and say, hey, there seems to be an anomaly in this piece of braid.
Mhm.
We tested it. It was, you know, 2 times the advertised strength, just like this part of the braid.
Yeah.
So I'm confident that even though it looks different, there's no, or you can actually go straight to him too and say, it tested at half the strength of this other piece.
Mhm.
Same thing. You know,
Yeah, for the defect.
So now I've got some hard data instead of saying, well, I think I found something in there, which I believe you totally. But you know, I'm a, you know, the data driven guy. Let's see what it does.
I'm so stoked right now, guys. But I hate to do this. I do have to end the video. I gotta go to the back to go finish cleaning off several hundred pounds of 12-ounce banks. We still got some 8-ounce egg weights. I also got to deliver, I think 115 pounds of 1 ounce pyramids. Y'all can do the math on that, on how many pyramids that is. And it's 16 per pound. So. But I got to go make some deliveries because I also got to be back by 5 to pick up the kids from school. And then I will be back at the shop again because we've got 700-800 more pounds of lead that we still got to pour out by Friday, have it cleaned so I can make more deliveries and stuff like that. So, you know, more likely we might go live again, doing some more play, depending on how things are going. But I just wanted to give y'all, you know, you saw it firsthand right here. This is so awesome. I'm like I said, I can't even focus a thought. I just know things I got to do in order to get back to the fun. and like I said, I do love the knowledge that I'm able to test and try and stuff like that. And then also too, this is the same gentleman that's also going to help us set up the labeling and stuff like that. And this morning I had to cancel on our setting up of that because the VA blew up my phone today with comment or message after message of a bunch of appointments that I was supposed to have today, like 30 minutes apart, like 4 or 5 appointments. I was like, it's impossible to be able to meet those because one's that way across town, one's this way across town, the other one's over there. I was like, something's going on. Somebody's dropping the ball here. So I was on the phone instead of, you know, being able to make the call to bring him over here so we can start that and then try to clear all that up. And then by the time I got it cleared up, I had to go to the appointment, or the first appointment was here. It took us about 15-20 minutes to finally get the video to actually work because it was a live video feed conference call. And then once we got through that, I had to then work a little bit and then I had to take off, and then I had to wait over there for almost 2 hours in the waiting room to finally be seen and stuff like that, which but it was all worth it in the end, guys. You saw the leaps and bounds we're about to make, guys. This is going to be an epic closeout for the year with this, knowing that, you know, too, I'm going to have my hip surgery done, so that's going to be kind of my Christmas present from the government to me. So and we'll see how it goes, guys. But y'all keep it real. I will check back in with y'all with a lot more information as we get through it, and just stay tuned. A lot more amazing testing is coming our way, and we are going to take it to a whole nother level. So be ready, guys. Let's see. That is I'm just